How many mediocre running backs does it take to make an effective running game?
It doesn't take any.
If you are the Washington Commanders, then you think that number is five.
I don't know if they're all mid. They're probably below mid.
So we're coming back with wrapping up the NFC East by looking at the Washington Commanders. And so there's a couple things that jump out to you when you look at the team. There's a couple weaknesses. There's a couple things they tried to address in the offseason and maybe through the draft.
They didn't really address it well though.
So yeah, so we'll kind of see how those come together and what we can expect from the Commanders. So 2 years ago, Jaden Daniels, lightning in a bottle? I don't know. But Commanders kind of surprise everybody, make it to the playoffs, and even win a playoff game.
I mean, they won two. They made the NFC Championship where they got blown out by
Yeah,
their division rival Eagles
yeah, but they ruined the season for the Lions.
and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, yeah.
That
So
hurts me twice.
yeah, so Commanders.
Heartbreak. I still love the Commanders a bit.
So they really looked good 2 years ago, and so a lot of that people expected to carry over into last year. Daniels goes down. Mariota, does serviceable. He's not a terrible
I like the
quarterback.
guy.
He's kind of like borderline starter, good backup. So he's a good backup to have, but not enough for the Commanders
They
last
had
year.
Josh Johnson starting a bit near the
Uh,
end when Mariota went down.
Oh yeah, that was a rough elbow injury there. But
I don't even know what you'd call that.
defense also was not great last year for Commanders.
Nope.
So it kind of felt like,
Hard to be worse than Dallas though.
yeah, that's true. But it seemed like they thought, hey, Daniels is gonna do enough for us.
He might
And
have a
then
deformed elbow, honestly. It
and then
looks like
when
he's
they
got a
lost
deformed
him,
elbow.
I'm sorry, what are you saying about his elbow?
It looks deformed
Before or after?
before. Like even at LSU, it looked deformed a bit.
For Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, just trying to keep on
Yeah, I didn't
track
know what you're
here
talking
and
about. My bad.
understand what you're saying while we're going over this here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Daniels they kind of put a lot on him, and when he went down, it kind of showed that
He went down
they
twice, I think.
they didn't have a lot around him.
Nope.
So yeah, so definitely not a good season last year for the Commanders. But new season, Daniel's supposed to be back from injury. So does the optimism return? Do we see a Commanders team that can return back to the NFC Championship game like they did 2 years ago?
No. Personally, I do like the Commanders a bit, and I like them more than any other NFC East team. And I wouldn't be completely shocked if they made if they got the fourth seed, because this division is very winnable right now. There's no clear winner. But I also wouldn't be shocked if they got last place. It is really hit or miss right now, and it's not necessarily Daniels or McLaurin's fault or anybody like that. I saw something that Dan Quinn was on the hot seat. Like he just got hired. You know, they made the NFC Championship year one. He's not on the hot. But it's like the defense still needs some upgrades. Like you got Sonny Styles or whatever. I think from the draft, but that's not gonna just suddenly transform the defense into some legendary thing.
Yeah, well, let's shake it up a bit and let's talk defense first this time. So defense last year not great, but I'll give the Commanders credit. It is something that they actually did try and go out and address. So like
Yeah,
you said, first pick. I think he kind of came out of nowhere after like the combine and stuff. So I don't know if he's overrated or not. But they did go defense, so that's something that they're trying to bring in to add.
it's just
And
it like with the Cardinals picking Jeremiah Love, no one saw that. I personally had the Commanders picking Love. So the Cardinals getting like their fourth running back out of the blue was kind of insane to me. It's just the Commanders really need a good running back one, and Jeremiah Love definitely could have been that. Maybe they'll trade the Cardinals for a running back. You
yeah,
never know.
I mean that's a possibility. But when we're talking about defense, so they did draft that in the first round, and they did sign some defensive players. Um, Owe, they signed him to the 4-year deal. They signed Chason from the Patriots. They signed Amik Robertson, a cornerback. And Tim Settle, defensive tackle. So they tried to bring in some guys to different units on the team to kind of solidify them. And I think that a few of those guys are going to improve the defense.
Yeah.
So I think there's a possibility that that elevates the Commanders to have a mediocre defense. So I still don't think we're seeing a top 10 defense here, but I think there's some players that can get after it and make some plays.
Like
So,
last year, we saw a team that finished 5-12 with third in the East only because they got a Week 18 win against the Eagles, putting them one game above the 4-13 Giants.
mhm.
And like what from what we saw, the Giants were honestly better in my opinion for most of the season, and they really kept most of their games close. And the Commanders really couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Just I I don't know if we're gonna see a fully revamped team. I think we're gonna stay around that. I say max is 8 wins, lowest is like 3, and this is definitely year two have a losing season with this amazing draft we're gonna see. Um, but obviously you want to try and win as many games as you can.
Yeah, I think that the Commanders want to win now. I think that they're not as incentivized to have a losing season because they don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, they do not. J.D. Jones is young. He's definitely, in my opinion, he's the third best quarterback right now in his class, just behind Nixon William. Um, but
And
if there is a running back that kind of emerges as that guy, I think they need to pick him when they get that first round. Because
and
I would think they're around the 10 to 15 in the draft next year.
and quite honestly, running backs don't usually go in the first round.
Yeah.
It's very rare for that to happen. So even if there's not one in the first round, maybe they can get a guy in the second or third. But yeah, let's look at the offense. So Jaden Daniels comes back, and it's like they're handing him back the keys to the offense, but they didn't put any gas in it. Like he's got Terry McLaurin,
Yeah.
but there's nobody after that. Samuels is gone.
Yeah, so just I guess we're going to offense now.
Yeah, I think we
Um,
covered defense, so let's talk about that because you've kind of already started that. So let's continue that
Yeah.
then.
So you have Jaden Daniels, who is still young. He's still solid. He definitely is elite with his rushing, and I say he has a pretty decent arm. Just there needs to be a bit more on like his strength, and he just needs to step up with his throws. And then with that running back position, like you said earlier when we started, they just have five just interesting running backs. It's like a whole lot of people that it's just really odd that there are so many like mid quarterbacks on one team.
Running
Because
backs.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, you have Merritt, you have White, you have Ford, and you have some other guys as well.
Yeah, so if we look at the running backs, so Carrasco Merritt is the holdover from last year. I guess Chris Rodriguez moved on, and I really wanted him to take over last year and see what he could do,
I did believe in him more.
because they've had some late round draft picks that they've had success with before, but he's a bit underwhelming, and still a rookie, but still underwhelming for the opportunity that he had.
He is
Um,
honestly the least talked about, like going into his second year running back, because it's definitely a good class with Genty, Henderson, Judkins, Hampton, Manungai, I think,
hmm
and
And
more.
and he was what, a sixth round draft pick?
Yeah,
So, I mean, there's a lot of merit for him not being talked about there. I mean, there's a reason that he was taken that late. He's not considered in the same
it's funny they said
league as
Merritt.
those.
It's
So,
funny.
yeah, unintentional, but it works there. But yeah, so there, he's underwhelming to this point. So you bring in Rashad White. Are you excited about that? Do you think that that elevates the running game?
I mean, as a Tampa fan, I'd prefer if he was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, but he definitely isn't that bad of a guy. Personally, I'd say he's better as a running back two, but he wouldn't be that bad as a running back one. Probably still bottom 10. And that's not saying that he's bad, but this is like the best rushing like group we've seen in a long time. Like the running is elite right now.
I'm sorry, you lost me there. The running is elite for the Commanders?
No, like the league.
Oh, for the league. Okay, all right. Yeah. So when we're looking at that, Rashad White, I mean, I wasn't even that big on him with the Bucks. I think he might be a little better than Krosky Merritt, but I don't think that that's a big improvement for them.
Yeah.
And so you still have McNichols. Do you think that McNichols is someone that can take a bigger part of the running?
I don't like McNichols at all. I think they should just cut him and get him out of the way.
Yeah, I don't see a lot from him either. I think he's a little guy that we can maybe dump a screen off to or something like that. He can make a couple catches,
Yeah,
but I
you had
don't
him for a
think
lot of catches last year.
he's a big difference maker. So what about Jerome Ford? He comes over from the Browns. Can he make an impact, do you think?
It was just insane as a Browns fan getting into that. Like really excited to the running room with Ford, Judkins, and Sampson, and we just don't see much of Sampson, and we see like none of Ford. It was kind of a shocker to me. I don't know. Ford, I'd say he's better at pass catching than rushing. He's kind of more of a power back, but he's not that good at getting yards.
Yeah, I don't see a lot from him either. So I think that there's four guys that really aren't that great. So any could win the job, in my opinion, just by being the best of the worst, like the least, the the one that looks the most decent.
Yeah.
But does that mean that the Katron Allen they drafted from Penn State in the sixth round, does he have a chance then? Are there so many bad running backs around him that he actually has a chance to get playing time for him?
Maybe, but you don't see RB4s or RB3s really get any time. Maybe with, him being a rookie, they'd give him a bigger leash than other running back fours,
Hmm.
and we might see a few plays with him if he gets a running back 3 or running back 4. But I don't see him beating Merritt or White. He could beat Ford. I wouldn't be shocked, and I wouldn't be shocked either if Ford was cut.
Yeah, any of those guys could get cut. I don't know if any of these guys gets more than 600 rushing yards over the course of the season. I'm
Yeah.
just not very
They're
optimistic.
definitely going to be pass first, but who are they passing to?
Yeah, so I mean, if they neglected the running back room, at least they have good wide receivers, right?
No, they don't.
No.
So, you have Jaden Daniels. You try and build around him because he's so good. And you have Terry McLaurin, the GOAT. Um,
Yeah,
one of the greatest wide receivers right now. I had him at number 9 in the league.
yeah.
And
I think he's very explosive and can make a lot of really good
he's scary,
plays.
scary Terry. But then who's under that? No one, literally no one have noticed. Traylon Burks, the guy with the crazy catch this year. Well, he had like 10 catches all season, maybe one or two touchdowns. He was not good, and he hasn't been good his whole career really. Like with his time with
Yeah,
Tennessee and stuff,
yeah.
he's just not a very good wide receiver.
He. There was a lot of hype behind him, a lot of optimism, but he really hasn't fulfilled that.
He's got an
Um,
NPC name.
so what about Brown,
Who?
Diami Brown?
I don't know the guy.
So he was with the Commanders for a few years. Last year he went to Jacksonville. Now he's back, but he's got similar lack of production. So I don't see anything from him. I don't see anything from Burks. What about Luke McCaffrey, also known as the better McCaffrey football player?
Are they in the same family? I think they are. I don't really know anything about the dude. These guys are like pretty new to me. I'm still trying to figure out who these people are.
Yeah, so it's a little baffling that this is who they're going with at wide receiver.
It's not as bad
Um,
as Miami though.
So the one guy that they did draft, Antonio Williams, third round. So
Crazy,
I
they only drafted one.
so I think this guy has a chance to actually get playing time in the top three. So that's a real opportunity for him to see what he can do for the offense. Um, they signed Okonkwo, the tight end from Tennessee. I'm not real big on him either.
Who?
Um, yeah, so.
I don't know the
Kind
guy.
of some head scratchers on the offense, when Okonkwo and White are your biggest like offensive signings. Like it doesn't seem like you really put a lot of effort into that. You could have got Njoku if you wanted a tight end. You could have gone out and even re-signed Debo. You could have
You could
gone
get Diggs.
after
You could
you
get
could
Hopkins. There's a few options.
yeah,
They're not that good, but even I would put Hopkins above like half of those guys. Like
yeah,
he's way better than them. And he doesn't need to be elite. He just needs to catch the ball.
Yeah. So looking at this lack of weapons around Jaden Daniels, can he win? Can he win with this team?
I'll say they'll get a few wins. I mean, the division is very winnable. They have a few easy games. I say they finished 6-11, one game better than last year. They got a few upgrades, but the wide receiver core is definitely not helping, nor is the running back room.
Yeah. So I disagree that the division's winnable. I think the division got harder. I think the Eagles still have a good defense. I think they still have Jalen Hurts. I think the Cowboys got better. I think the Giants got significantly better. And I
It's
think they all are outpacing the
it's
Commanders.
not really that it got easier. It's like they all got better.
Yeah, they all got better, which makes the division harder to win. And even though Jaden Daniels I think is a good quarterback. I think he's got a lot of intangible skills and the right mindset needed to win. I don't know if he's got enough around him to be able to make that difference this year. So I agree with you as far as overall record. I see something like a 6-11, record, give or take a win or loss. But I think that they're going to finish last in the division, which is a shame because they're the team that I root for the most in that division.
Yeah.
So
Who likes
uh,
any
un
other guys anyway?
unless he elevates the rest of the team where they just transcend their actual skill level, I don't see them winning much as a team. So I think, yeah, I think that they took some steps on defense, but really neglected the offense. And I think that it's going to be painful at times to watch the Commanders try to put up points this year. And I think that's going to result in quite a few losses.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to wrap it up for us on this one, and then we'll jump over to the AFC
AFC North.
North, AFC North next time then, and that should be an interesting division for us. I
Y-
think that should be
yeah.
some fun.
Um. Yeah. Just wrapping this up, I feel like the Commanders are going to be the most disappointing, and
Yeah,
it's disappointing that they were going to be disappointing.
yeah, it is from what they were 2 years ago to what we saw last year and what we'll see this year. But hopefully, uh, with with the draft and things, they can start to build around Daniels and
Yeah.
and turn it around. But I don't think this is the year for him.
Nope.
All right, thank you.